The feminist movement was fighting for equal opportunity for women in education and the workforce. The sexual revolution was fighting for all sorts of sexual freedoms. Cosmo, we pretended that this sexual revolution was a freedom for women. It actually was not. It was actually kind of a slavery, but we pretended it was freedom for women. And over time, as the sexual revolution and the women's movement got identified closer and closer together, a lot of women began to buy into that illusion.
Ladies, if there's any advice I can give you, be a hoe. Like, I promise you, being a hoe is not going to stop you from finding a man in your dreams. If anything, it's going to help you find a man in your dreams. Men love hoes. I don't know what the it is, but think about it. Anytime you've ever been cheated on, it wasn't with a girl that was just, sitting at home on the couch or whatever. Your man likely cheated on you with a hoe. So, with that being said, men love hoes. Be a hoe, you'll find a man in your dreams. I promise.
Baby, let me tell y'all something. If you have a daughter, I want you to go get your daughter so your daughter can listen to this message. I was talking to my daughter the other day. We went on vacation about 14 days out of the country. We had us a good time of bonding. And I told my daughter, I said, baby, let me tell you something. I said, I don't care what happens in relationships with men or whoever you decide to give your heart to and be in love with or whatever. I want you for the rest of your life to have these three things solid. All right? Y'all ready? I said, as long as you got your own house, as long as you got your own transportation, and as long as you got your own income, it don't matter what a ninja got to say. Baby, he can leave, he can fall dead, and you gonna be a stable for the rest of your life, all right? Y'all better not let these men fool y'all. It's more stable women than it is more stable black men, all right? All right, baby. Let's speak out.
Have a shot by Short Kakadash, double overside, elder apostle, elder bishops of great millstone, rule well. Peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. We are the GMS Mississippi Camp, up the high to my right, behind the camera. Hey, and today we're going to go to a live screen through the Spirit and Power of Yahweh Shai, entitled Women and the Serpent Will Be Put Back in Their Order. All right, because what you see on the planet Earth is really two main things. It's the serpent and women being out of their order. All right? So you can start off with Revelation 11:18. You can go with the Spirit after that.
This book of Revelation 11:18. And the nations were angry, and the wrath is come. In the time of the dead, that they should be judged.
Yep.
And that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets.
And what we're doing out here, if you can pan to your left, all right? This the prophets doing a work that's worthy of a reward. Now, but whether we endure to the end, this applies to us, we'll get a reward for doing this work. All right? You got it?
And it says,
because you got a graduation ceremony, they call it a commencement ceremony. When you get like the graduation, they move the little thing on your head. All right? Second Ezra, the second chapter, that was the commencement ceremony, man. And the graduation day and their reward was palms and a crown. That means you about to be a ruler over a particular land. All right, you got it.
and shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name.
Yep.
Small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth.
And the Most High deals with duality. So in one aspect, he's about to do two judgments. One is a positive judgment, the other is a negative judgment. So the positive judgment is he rewarded his men, his elect, all right, for judging this man. But then the negative judgment is he about to destroy him who destroyed the earth, and that's what this topic is going into, man. And him is the serpent, who the world calls a so-called white man, right? Esau, Edom, man. All right, I will destroy him who destroyed the earth, man, because Esau, Edom is basically like a wildfire, man. There are so many movies where it's this evil guy that's that's insanely obsessed with world domination. But if you don't, and he's the villain, right? But if you don't capture him, what happens? The earth gets destroyed. Humanity is in jeopardy. All right. So we have to put that serpent back in the cage, man. All right. We have to put you, because if not, the earth is gonna be destroyed. Okay. You got something, brother?
Yeah, this is Ecclesiasticus 10:3. An unwise king destroyed his people.
An unwise king destroyed his people. All right. First of all, there's a great importance to running the earth. You have to have councilmen for every facet of living. So you have to have a system to have proper infrastructure. All right. You have to have a system to make sure that the people have access to food, to clothing. Most of the world is broke. Am I right or wrong? Most of the earth is in poverty. All right. Or most of these countries are in debt. All right. So you're destroying the people. But furthermore, you're destroying the people through your philosophies. Because your religion, your belief system, it has to produce life. Western thought doesn't produce life. All right? So in our homeland, Jerusalem, starting with the laws, statutes, and commandments, there's two fundamental things that take place. A man marries a woman and has a family. And this side, that's demonized. In our homeland, in our culture, in the East, all right, it's two genders, male, female, created he, them. You got it, brother.
An unwise king destroyed his people.
And who's the unwise king?
Esau,
Esau, Edom, man. Those 13 banking families that run the earth, man. You destroy the people with your philosophies, because you cause them to destroy themselves. All right?
All right, the scripture classify him as the vessel of dishonor.
Yep.
You know, he does everything that's totally adverse to the ways of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua.
And that's dishonorable. For everything the law, you know how vexing it is for you to have a school or even your house, and you got rules in your house, but then you got a son or a child. For every rule you have, your son pushes rebellion for every rule. So for every law the Most High has, there's a movement of rebellion against those laws, man. Come on, man. You got it, brothers.
And no wise king destroy his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city should be inhabited.
And ultimately, that's going to be us, man. All right? The city's not even inhabited, man. Spiritually speaking. Because you're not proliferating people. Your laws and your ways, because it says, marvel not the way of a sinner. Your ways are counter life. What's another destructive way of the West? You don't even stream a proper food source to humanity. We're drinking out of plastic. We're eating processed food with no nutrients. All right.
What's it called? SAD.
The standard American diet. Say it. 90% of people are in the hospital because of the standard American diet. You're not supposed to collapse at 50. Your heart's not supposed to say, fuck it, I can't pump no more. By the time you're 45, man. You're not supposed to get your foot amputated because it's based on what you put in your body. But who's in control of the food supply? You're not supposed to charge 3 times the amount of money for this food because it's less tainted. You gotta be put back in your order as a servant, man. Can you, Mabaka Shah, can you hold it real quick? Ecclesiastes 10, 6 and 7. You gotta be put back in your order. What's your order? Slavery. You're supposed to be at a Hebrew auction market, getting auctioned off between 2 Hebrew princes. You know how they did us in slavery? You're only good for slavery. Like that jig with the dreadlocks. The only solution is the whole white people gotta be exterminated. You know?
It's like he being like heavy, like pondering on that,
like,
too, you know? Like,
you can tell. I'm sorry, brother.
No, like this got to be the only conclusion.
Like he actually sat there and like, what's the possible solution to this shit? You know? You gotta be exterminated because you're a counselor. You're a counselor, and a horn blew in the background. You're a counselor, man. All right.
The ways of your Americanization,
Yeah.
your Westernization. Look at the influence of women, Western women. We got men now in America got to go to another country just to get a wife now.
You gotta skip your local place. Go get in a plane.
Get a passport first.
Get a passport. And skip over millions of American women. Because through the philosophies of this king, you're not compatible with them. You're attracted to them, but then you get bombarded with a reality that y'all have two different mindsets. So that's the root of the overthrow of a nation when you can't even build a family with your own women. But who influenced them? Who was the serpent that told Eve, you don't need that nigga? I can replace your motherhood with them degrees. I can replace their fatherhood with their welfare, with their EBT card. You don't need that, man. Who told her that? Who got Eve walking around with straight blonde hair talking about men are toxic? You know?
What did Eve say? Genesis, or the 3rd chapter, was pleasant to her eyes.
It was that felt good to her flesh, because you could sell. Hey, the serpent sold Eve a dream. You see?
I think we read 2 Corinthians goes through how the serpent beguiled Eve.
Yep.
Going to how he charmed her.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Who would pity the charm?
But how did that charm reincarnate through that media? The victim narratives. You're overcoming being oppressed by some black guy. You know, you've been a victim on this earth. You know, you really overcoming all the odds by being, starting your own business, which is not wrong with getting money, being realistic, but you putting that over your life duty, you know? And we were talking, you got self-proclaimed alpha females, you got feminist women, you got polyamorous women. All this is really a result of it. You just out of your place on earth. You're out of order. Just like Esau gonna be put back in his slave place, you're gonna be put back in a domestic order. And we're not angry. Well, we are angry, but this is from the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai. You know?
And this is Ecclesiasticus 10:6. Folly is set in great dignity.
Folly is set in great dignity. The American way is held in a great dignity. It's held in a great regard. Wearing a damn suit, that's held in a great regard. Shaving your beard to look professional, that's held in a great regard. Alphabet game, now that's held in a great regard. Street culture, feminist movement, American culture, that's held in a great regard. Go ahead.
And it says, folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low place.
Who are the rich? Revelation 2:9, you about to get it? Revelation 2:9 is going to tell you who are the rich, man, who sit in a low place. And that's economically. Now, you got something called systemic oppression. You got something called redlining, where we're going to section these suburbs out to where basically the Israelites are over here on the lower end. But the other nations are going to be here on the higher end. And the way we're going to do that, we're going to make it hard as hell for you to get approved for this mortgage, for this loan. And the way we're going to make it hard as hell, your credit got to be high. You see? And they got all type of ways to basically secretly discriminate against you and keep you in a low place. You know? They got all type of traps put before you, man. All right?
And you saw there's pretty going viral with like an older Jake family. Like it's a couple, so they're trying to sell a house on the market, and they got like probably $400,000, less than what they expected. So they got a friend of theirs, like a so-called white woman, so she felt like it was her house. So we went on the market, probably like $500,000 or something like that, what they expected, man. Just because she was the face.
And
selling that product,
they say only like 7% of so-called blacks have some type of wealth. They say for the average so-called black household net worth is like $1,400, but the average so-called white household is like 100-some thousand. That's the rich sitting in a low place, because we're the kings and princesses, but we ain't got nothing. Yeah, but maybe with a degree, some pit bulls, You got it, bro.
So this Revelation 2:9. I know thou works in tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich.
But thou art rich. So who are the thou? The 12 tribes of Israel. The so-called Negroes, Haitians, West Indians, so-called Puerto Ricans, so-called Cubans, so-called Dominicans, so-called Panamanian Indians, so-called Mexicans, so on and so forth, so-called Native Americans, so-called Seminoles. You're the rich that sit in a low place. You're the rich that sit on the reservations. You're the rich that sit in the favelas. You're the rich that sit in the projects. You're the rich that sit in a low place, man. You're the rich that sit in a temp staff service waiting to take a piss test, man. You're gonna work for your oppressors. All right? But it said this. You go out. You got it, bro.
All right. So back in Ecclesiastes 10:6, Folly said, "Great dignity, and the rich sit in low place."
Yep.
I have seen servants upon horses.
Who's the servant? Esau, Edom. Because the reason why the world is in shit, because the Most High unleashed a servant to run the earth. That's why I said in Daniel 4:17, he giveth the kingdom to the bases of men. On the hierarchy of the nations of men, you're at the base. That's where we get the word basement from. That's at the bottom. You're at the bottom of all the nations. Because at least the other nations like Elam, they got some type of moral code, some type of integrity. Now Esau was do as thou wilt. That's it, do it ain't shit. When in Rome, do what the Romans do. You know? What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. You know?
I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth.
And we're walking as servants upon earth, man. That's why I said you should serve your enemy for one of all things, the water. All right? But the women going crazy, you know, that is a result of the servant unleashing the women. First he got set free, then he unleashed your servant, which is the woman. All right? And we can just get that in Titus, I think it's 2 and 5. How I said, keep of the house. I think it's 2 and 5. I had recently looked it up. But it's not like we're some bitter, mean, we don't want the woman to do shit. No, there's a natural order to keep a nation intact. All right? A lot of you Israelite women, you're starting to transition into a more natural, earthy, incense burning way. You're starting to, in certain ways, divest from Western thought. But one thing you won't let go is that individualism. One thing you won't let go is being over the so-called black man. And you know how you say you're a black queen and all that? Well, I've talked to a lot of so-called African women, and I asked them what do they do differently in their country versus America. And when they brought up relationships and marriage, they all said the same thing. Their family dictated who they was gonna get with. So you weren't some polyamorous queen in Africa. They had that historically, but the average so-called African woman in which you subscribe to be African, all right? You subscribe to be African. You didn't date niggas. No, your family controlled the man you was gonna marry. So if you so African and so Kemetic, all right, let your family dictate what man you're gonna get with. You're not gonna let that. You act like you against the West, but nah, you ain't gonna let that part of the West go. Oh, I've talked to certain women who lived in Africa, Senegal to be exact. They were sister wives. You were sister wives to a man who had more than one wife. Now go embrace that culture. That's in Africa. You gonna find out that you ain't all that African. All right.
This Titus 2, starting verse 4. It says that they may teach the young women. 3.
Yep.
The aged women likewise that they be in behavior as becoming holiness.
Now, what does age mean? Mature. Like you let wine age, it matures. You let cheese age, it matures. What do you have on this side? Women who don't want to let their 20s go. They're in their late 30s, 40s, 50s. They'll get divorced, jump out, and just act like they're 21 again. You know? So, who are, since you women know so much, where are our aged women that's instructing our women to be righteous? You know?
These so-called women, these older women, they're telling the young ones, go ahead and play the field. You know what I'm saying? Test the field or whatever.
I think Gabrielle Union, she wrote that in her book. She was instructing the younger girl in her book, go fuck as many dudes as you can while you're young. You know? And that's in the scripture. She will open up her boat every quiver. You know?
Your body's not naturally designed to take all that type of pressure from different wives like that. It's common sense. Man.
It's scientifically proven. After a woman has 2 sexual partners, she can't pair bond. So really, what Esau did with women's sexual revolution was really he unleashed our women to be free. He killed the honor of marriage. It tells you in Hebrews, is it 13:14? Marriage is honorable and the bed undefiled, but adulterers and whoremongers the Most High will judge. Well, when you no longer reserve your body for so-called marriage, and you just do it in the name of dating, all right, you've dishonored marriage. And now it's not exclusive anymore. Now you're not exclusive anymore. You know? So we're not bashing you, it's just facts. This man who runs the earth, he ruined families. That's word like that makes you passionate over. This man ruined families, man. You can't get the average woman and pair her with the average so-called black man and they stay together till they die. You can't make that happen no more, man. Am I wrong, brother?
No, that's it.
You can't make the how many of y'all brothers with the same woman y'all was with when y'all was 18, 19, 20? The philosophies of the world, come on, man.
You've been on the Kevin Selman show. You remember how the different callers, the women call in, be like women, like probably late 30s, 40s, or 50s. They, pretty much sacrificed their younger lives, like 20. You know what I'm saying? They chose a career over the families, and by the time they hit 30, shit, they done lost their edge, man. You're not desirable no more in the dating market anymore. So now you want a man. Now, you're trying to seek something at this moment.
You put pressure on him to get married.
In your late 30s and 40s and 50s.
Yep, and that's unnatural. The Most High set it up where you got married in the flower of your age. And marriage, traditionally, in our homeland, it's a beautiful thing. When an Israelite, how was at a damn wedding? Come on, man. Because that's the core of our nation is an Israelite man getting with an Israelite woman and starting a family. But now our minds are so westernized. You feel like if I have kids, I'm holding myself back. Like I'm slowing down some shit. You got it, bro. Come on, man. Do this shit here, man.
It's beautiful. This is coming out because pretty much Esau being found out on this. So that's why you got a lot of these so-called, what you would call them, these modern women. They're coming out to the forefront with social media, saying how this feminism has failed them.
Yeah.
Now they're coming to the conclusion, man.
Well, I know of a woman who's in her 60s now. She said when she was in her 20s, there was a family man that was, church oriented, who wanted her, and she, and he was a good man, but she chose a career over him. But now she regretted it. And that's like, hey, but that serpent beguiled Eve. So he made that career and that freedom, man, he hyped that up so high. You can't really blame a woman for like slick falling for it, man.
And on top of that, she's a weaker vessel.
She's the weaker vessel, man.
So this Titus 2 and 3, the aged women likewise that they be a behavior as becoming holiness, not false accusers, not giving too much wine, teachers of good things.
Teachers of good things. Being submissive to your Israelite man. Feminine. They got something called toxic masculinity, but y'all have toxic femininities. You want toxic niggas. You want low life niggas. That's toxic femininity. I know y'all heard women say, "Well, I love me a street nigga." That's toxic femininity. That means you want your son to be the son of a negative person. That's toxic. You control who the father of your kids gonna be. All right. Abortion. That's toxic femininity. All right, you got it, brother.
Verse 4, that they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children.
And who talks about that? How many Israelite women got platforms? But you do have a straight up Israelite women who teach this, but it's a needle in a haystack. The average Israelite woman ain't on Facebook giving instruction to young women to love your husbands, to be sober, to be modest. Modest is attractive. A long dress is attractive. Natural hair, no makeup is attractive. Modern women have mastered being sexy, but they don't know how to be classy. It's a word called elegant. How many Israelite women do you really see embody that word being elegant? I think the closest woman that comes to mind for me is like Angela Bassett. She kind of has that elegant thing about her. I can't even think of a lot of women.
Sanders, his current girlfriend, Tracy Evans. She has like an elegant, classy style to herself.
Because you say you're a queen, right? But let's just say you're royalty. Modern women, they're not acting royal. They're really acting like really prostitutes. Somebody that's royal, man, it's a whole science behind that femininity, classy, walking with books on top of your head. You know what I mean? You got it, brother.
Verse 5, to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home.
Well, discreet means self-control. Chaste means pure. That ain't popping no more. Now they make movies about being in the heritage illusion opportunity. Keepers at home, and that was the whole lesson going into. You gonna get put back in order in the kingdom, man. All right, you got it.
And it says, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husbands.
That's taboo. That's toxic masculinity. A woman being obedient to your own husband, that's toxic masculinity. You sexist, you male chauvinist. You got it?
That the word of Yahweh Bashim shall be not blasphemed.
And that's the point, man. It's no point to keep going. But the serpent gonna get put back in slavery, and the Israelite woman gonna be put back in order, and that's gonna put the earth back in order. All right, but with that, hey, y'all had any closing statements?
Real quick.
Yep.
It's Ecclesiasticus 10:4. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable.
And the one that is prophet is Yahweh. And under Yahweh is King David. Under King David, it's the 12 apostles. Under the 12 apostles, the 144,000 rulers of the universe. Did y'all have any more closing statements? And with that, we hope you brothers and sisters were edified. Until the next time, shalom.